Hi guys, welcome back to Mad Mark. And this is a follow-up on a post I made. Why is America so powerful? How did it get so powerful? And I got a lot of great responses from you. I was very surprised. If I would ask the same question in America, I feel the responses would have been much worse. You guys did a way better job than answers that would have been replied in America or even Europe. So I congratulate you on that. Obviously, there are some negative ones, and some people didn't follow me. They said the reason they're powerful is because of their military and they're corrupt and they invade countries. Well, my real question is, how did we originally get that powerful to be able to do all these things? And no one talks about it. They don't talk about it in college. They don't talk about it in the paper. It's pretty much forbidden because it's offending, and it's talent. It's just simple as that. Talented people do talented things. And what you really had is you had Europe, and a lot of the talented people in Europe, they got sick of all the corruption within the churches and these kings and dynasties and old families. They moved over to the United States. And what the United States did is exactly what China's kind of doing today. But yet it's fine what the United States did, but now it's bad what China did. They took all the good things that were happening in Europe and they incorporated them into America. And all the bad things they left in Europe. And actually, the first big major company espionage of all time was actually the United States stealing the textile machine from England. So when they keep talking about China stealing stuff, well, yeah, that's probably the biggest outside the Rosenbergs with the nuclear weapons. That's probably the biggest thing they did. They had sent the guy over with a photogenic memory. He remembered everything. Went down south, built that. Well, a good part of that really screwed India over. So that kind of sent them into a famine. And then they're still crying about it. Oh yeah, Europe killed us. No, we just started making our own shit. So, but yeah, it comes down to talent. And you even look at England and France. For a while, they were real stagnant. Okay, they weren't doing much. Now, here's the interesting part that you really need to pay attention to. It was these Vikings that came down. And what they did is they killed the men off, and then they just kept breeding with their women. Okay? And what they do, these warriors, what are they? They're some of the most superior people of the group, you know. So you got your best warriors. They're smart, they're brave, they're, strong and fit and endurance. They have no defects really. And when they kill the men off and they breed with the women, well, they got two eyes just like me and you. You think you're gonna pick the ugly fat women? No, they're not. So they got upgraded. So before England and France were invaded by the Vikings, they were really nothing. And it was the offspring, a lot of these Vikings, that really kind of built them up. That's how Europe got so strong. That's why Europe is strong today. No one wants to talk about this. They're like, look at Europe. Look at all the first world countries in Europe. Well, look at Africa. Africa has nothing. Outside of South Africa, there was apartheid. Now it's nothing. It's a joke. How about South America? Why don't people ever bring that up? Well, because they're colonial. They come with all these. There's no excuses. They are just more talented. They come up with more innovation. They get it done. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, they don't have the opportunity. Don't you think one stupid son of a bitch would have said, hey, I have an awesome idea. I think we're going to educate people in Africa. I think we might educate people in South America on how to be first world country. It don't work. And that's what the thing with Malala. Malala comes like, we just need we want a popular education. Yeah. You need talent too. And Pakistan does have talent. You're the only Arab country that have nukes. In fact, there's hardly any countries in the world with nukes, and you happen to be one of them. You have all the talent. The reason you aren't like Europe or United States is because of India. You have been suppressed. African countries don't have an excuse. South America doesn't have an excuse. Pakistan does have a legit excuse, and that is India. Getting back to my point, it is talent. It is simple as that. That's why America is so powerful. And somebody answered my question. They said it's the English language, and that's true. We had the universal language, so we can suck in all this talent. You suck in the best talent from every country, and you just get upgraded. Like the Germans, they're really good farmers. They're good with motors. They're awesome at that. You know, they're the best with motors in the world. You look East Coast, where's the big talent hub there? Massachusetts. What's that? Irish. These Irish are really good with IT and tech. You see a lot of these people in these big IT colleges, you know, and red hair and stuff. They're just really good at that. And then you just get a good diversity of talent. And like Mexico, we get really good labor from them. They do a lot of jobs a lot of other people don't do. And we just draw really good talent. Now, over the years, we've got less talented and less efficient. And what happens? That's when we go to war. So when America was the strongest with the most talented, most efficient, we were not invading countries, stealing natural resources, being opportunistic. Okay? So everyone looks at things the wrong way. When you get inefficient, that's when you got to start doing corrupt stuff. And it totally is talent, talent, talent. I just want you to sink it in. That is the key. Now, I want to make an example to you. Say you had Pakistan, and Afghanistan was in a war for many, 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 many years, okay? I'm just giving you an example here. And Pakistan was stronger, and they sent all their best SG soldiers into Afghanistan to kill all the men and rape as many women as they could. Now, this is awful. I'm not saying this, okay? This is an example. What would happen is every time they do this, you'd get all these good traits that all these SSG soldiers had. You know, fit, stamina, loyal, smart, creative. All these good characteristics would just keep getting upgraded and upgraded and upgraded. And eventually, that country where they kept getting invaded would be more talented than Pakistan, and that country would eventually conquer it. Okay? That is what happened with England and France. They kept getting invaded, and the offspring, they kept getting upgraded and upgraded and upgraded, eventually was able to defeat the Vikings. Now that there, what happened wasn't planned. It's just a chain of events that happened that upgraded Europe, that upgraded the United States. Now China is very clever. And China, I predict, will find a way to artificially manipulate something like this without being that brutal, obviously. And if they are able to upgrade and get more talented and more talented and more talented right across the board, and then we start degrading in talent, because we degrade in talent, because if you look at my prior videos, Malala, feminism kills the best genetics and the smartest people from having kids, and then the dumbest people have more kids. I look at Japan, you look at all these countries, their population's going down. And everyone's like, oh, that's so great. No, it's not. You're getting your brightest and most talented people, population going down, and your dumbest people are having the most kids. This world's going to be a much more inefficient, ugly place, and there's going to be a hell of a lot more wars. So if China can really cash in on this correctly, they will surpass the United States. Now, this CRISPR technology, which I knew China wasn't going to do, that was a bad idea. They spent a whole bunch of money on this technology, and they didn't pump the right money into PR, and they had a million countries just blow up on them, and they just had to shut her down. So if they do this with the correct PR and in the correct way, along with 20% of their income invested into AI, China will dominate. We can't touch it. We can't do nothing about it. United States and Europe, our top talent is going down. The only way we can bring it in is recruiting. Okay, that's the only way we can bring talent in. You look at France's soccer team. Any French on it? Look at England. Look at all the people they're bringing in. Look at all the recruiting we do. People don't talk about it. It's talent. And you want to know another dirty, they always say, oh, you know, we're a diverse nation now. You know, we don't have the segregation. There's more segregation now than ever in the United States. You want to know a dirty term? It's called open enrollment. Open enrollment. These big cities, and if some good-looking girl or some really athletic guy or some really smart guy doesn't want to be around some losers in their community, to say, oh, mommy and daddy, I don't want to be around these losers. I want to go to a good school. So they'll give them money to go to private schools or to other schools. So there is a massive segregation in major cities. And then religious schools. All these religious schools, they're not religious. It's sports schools. It's a cover. They recruit all the best talent in. So there's so many mind games and things going on that people are not aware of. You will not read them. You will not hear them on the media. You will not hear them in college, and you will not hear the truth. But you will have intelligent people like China that understand this and understand how the United States can't touch these subjects, how Europe cannot touch these subjects or deal with them. And China will be able to artificially manipulate these things. And between that and the AI, it's game over. You know, the only thing the United States can do is force feed a war. That's all they can do. And I think they want a war with China so they can cancel that big trade deficit. I think that's the grand plan, okay? But I'm patriotic to the United States, but I just don't like the way we're pouting with China. They're able to do things that we can't do, and we're pouting. They invested into infrastructure. We're not fixing our shit over here. We got a very inefficient society. We're not addressing any issues. And we're just pouting because they're doing stuff that we can't do. And that's the thing. They really hate the United States. Can you do things that we cannot do that gives you an advantage? Yes. Can Pakistan do things that give them an advantage that we can't do? Yes. Are there advantages of being poor? Yes, there is. There's a lot of disadvantages, but there's advantages. You must capitalize on them. So I really want to drive home that, yes, it is talent. Talent is the key. And you see these countries where all their talent moves out of the country like USSR did. Your talent level goes way down. So that will be the next big trend. And that is a power move that China will make eventually against the United States, where the United States has no counter to it, except for propaganda. Thanks for watching.